Today we take a stroll down memory lane.
Discussion time. All right, welcome back. Spotacast, episode 5. I want to thank everyone so much for listening. It's been really cool getting to do this for a bit, and as we progress, it's going to get even better and better. So be sure to check out any podcast you may have missed. Now, I am joined by my partner in crime, the incomparable, the magnificent Tyler. Say hello to the people.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction there. How are you people doing on your podcast listening? I was going to say good afternoon, but I mean, like, it could be any time.
It could be any time. It could be any time, Tyler.
Anytime at all.
Way to break the fifth wall. It's one beyond the fourth wall.
Indeed.
I'm just kidding. Take it away with some ad spots there, Tyler.
Alrighty. Well, we would like you to check out our Instagram page on Spotto Gaming, SPOTGAMING. We also have a Facebook page. We have a little thing we're doing with the Patreon as well coming up. I guess it's already ongoing, but you should check it out. We're going to be kind of saving up for things that we need to make the videos even better for your viewing experience.
And podcasting for your podcasting experience.
Indeed. We will also have a tip jar with PayPal. We're going to have the details at the end of the podcast, so stick around for that.
For sure. All right, you ready to get into the meat and potatoes? Do you got your carving knife and your fork ready?
I have both, indeed.
I have a napkin around my neck, and it's serving as a bib because this stuff is juicy. We're going to be taking a stroll down memory lane, as Tyler said. We're going to, Tyler and I are just going to reflect on some of the things that made our childhood so, childhoody. There's a lot of different things on there. We got some really cool movies to talk about. We got some TV shows to talk about, and we got a few games we want to talk about because we got to go back to our root of gaming. Sound good, Tyler?
Sounds great, Josh.
All right. First and foremost, let's do some movies first. For me personally, the movie that I remember the most from my childhood and was very fond of in my childhood, and I can't wait to rewatch it on Disney Plus. Not a sponsor. Please sponsor us, Disney. Would be probably Treasure Planet. Like, a lot of people scoff or turn their head at Treasure Planet, but I was fascinated with Treasure Planet. Did you watch that movie growing up, Tyler?
Oh my, did I ever. I really enjoyed it.
The scene that stands out most to me is probably where they're trying to escape the black hole.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and then that the stone guy, I can't remember his name. The stone guy gets cut away by that crab dude, his lifeline or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, that's brutal."
That was hard. That was
brutal. We're not going to do too much in depth of any movie or anything like that. I just want to talk about scenes that or parts of these media items that we've chosen that really stuck with us and made a lasting imprint on our childhood mind.
Yeah.
So that scene definitely was super hardcore. It also fascinated me, that little, puzzle that they had. I was obsessed with Rubik's Cubes after that, So, and then, what's next on our list, Tyler?
Over there, the next stop down memory lane over here is Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Oh my good golly.
What a good movie.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I would love it if they remade it. Treasure Planet 2.
Dude,
the live actions.
I think Tom Holland could play a good Milo Thatch. If I'm crazy, add me.
Disney, hire us for some casting. Hire us for some casting.
That movie was so great. It just kind of. I saw it when I was quite young, and just kind of kind of made me want to explore things. I don't know. Milo Thatch was so cool to me back then. Like, I mean, it still is. Like, it's just he cartographer, linguist. He had so many trades. Like he was like a modern Renaissance man, if you will.
He's a nerd.
But he was so excited about everything.
Yeah.
You know? And
I'm a nerd too. That's why I say that, just so people don't at me.
yeah. The best thing about being a nerd, though, like, you don't have to apologize for how much you like it. You know what I mean?
True.
So, like, I don't know. It just kind of stuck out to me, his character throughout the whole movie. Gosh,
Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt your thought process here, but I just had like an epiphany, and I just remembered something I could not remember.
Yeah.
So I have to share it live. Okay.
Alrighty.
You remember those McDonald's toys for Atlantis: The Lost Empire? They had the submarine that actually like dived.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? It was like weighted or whatever. You'd throw it in the pool or like in your bathtub, and it would sink to the bottom like it was actually like a submarine. You remember that?
I had the crystal too.
Dude, I just remember those McDonald's toys, and I literally like went back to McDonald's repetitively throughout the week just to get that submarine one.
Yeah.
I sorry, I interrupted your thought process for something so stupid, but I was I just remembered something so pivotal in my childhood.
No, that's great though, because like I definitely I remember my grandfather taking me, or my grandmother or my mom taking me at that time to like go and get like a Happy Meal, and like they would kind of ask like, do you have this one, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, that was kind of a weird thing. But I loved it so much. What a good little
memory, little tidbit we added to the like little. It was like a little bit of Szechuan sauce on top of a chicken nugget. Foreshadowing for a future podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry,
man.
Continue. What were you saying?
Well, I was just gonna say,
cut
like,
you off.
my favorite scene in the movie was when he's climbing with Kiadagash. He says Kiadagash Kasnagafaga. But he ends up calling her Kita. They're climbing up the thing, and this giant I guess obelisk kind of thing over Atlantis, like the kind of spire in Atlantis, and they're just viewing everything, and it's just like, man, I wish my grandfather could have seen all this, because like he grew up with his grandfather telling him all these stories of this land, and like he didn't make it there, but he helped his grandson make it there, and it was just like this really beautiful thing to see all this life and everything, that like his grandfather wasn't crazy, and like you know, it was just cool.
Kind of reminds me, they took that plot line, and that's how they made that movie, The Journey to the Center of the Earth. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
that's the same plot line basically. They took Atlantis, and I just made that connection.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, Atlantis was a better movie though, even though they're both good.
Yes, indeed.
I would love to see Atlantis. You know what? Maybe this is foreshadowing. Treasure Planet and Atlantis will get a remake.
Yeah, I had actually heard something about like one of the two. I can't remember which one, because I really liked both of them, and they were about the same time I watched them. So.
They would be so incredible with today's effects.
Yeah.
Imagine how good it would look.
It would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So what do we have next on there?
We got Men in Black. Can I just say that two of my favorite lines from this movie, like to this day, are like, my favorite line is, it was like in passing. It says paging somebody, says the Viagrans just made this new amazing pill, and I thought that was the funniest thing. Obviously, I got it a little older, like you don't get that stuff as a kid. But the second favorite thing was Elvis didn't die; he just went home. Those are my two favorite quotes from that movie. I love that movie.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Sorry, we got a little PG. But
oh man,
it okay. Don't pretend like you don't know.
Oh man, that's so funny though, because like as a kid you probably were just like, you know, like the Viagrans. That's what known to this pill. What? And like now you're older, and it's like it's implying that like
Yeah.
this like Viagra comes from like this other planet or something. It was just really out there. It's hilarious.
The whole movie was out there. Anything with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith in it is a win, obviously. Will Smith and just by himself is a win.
Yeah.
So I absolutely loved Men in Black. Did you have a favorite moment you wanted to share?
Um,
Or something that stuck with you?
for sure, for sure. When he gets the little pistol
Oh,
and he blows holes through like entire trucks and everything. And,
he said, why do you get that gun? This is like a water toy. Or
yeah.
I was like, you watch that thing's gonna like have like destructive capabilities.
It was called the Noisy Cricket or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, that thing cracked me up. That definitely stuck with me for like the rest.
And then it actually turned out to be like a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
That was really funny to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Next up on our list of nostalgia, Pokemon the first movie. I remember going to see this in theaters. I also remember when they would do it on what did they call that thing? The Flicks. Remember Friday night the Flicks with Cartoon Network? Yeah. It was called
Yeah.
Flicks or something like that.
I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
I used to record those on VHS, because I had a VHS
awesome.
recorder or whatever. I did Pokemon Forever, and then I did Pokemon Heroes, the Latios and Latios one.
Oh yeah.
And I also did Pokemon the first movie because I was like, nice. And then I bought Pokemon the first movie on VHS, and it came with that golden Mewtwo card or whatever, and then the ancient Mew
boy.
Pokemon card.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Dude, this is just making me smile. If this was a video podcast or whatever, and you could see our faces, like my face is just smiling like crazy.
I remember watching it like on repeat, like at my grandmother's house. Like in the like I guess there's 3 levels to the house, and the underground level was kind of like almost under like coming out of a hill almost.
Yeah.
So like the underground level was kind of where like they had like another TV down there for me and like a little bit of exercise equipment or something. And like I would sit there and I would remember like my mom bringing me down some popcorn or something and just watching that movie. Like when it finished, start back over. You know.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one to do that.
No, it was an amazing movie.
Oh my god! And there's a quote from Brock in there that I did not get until like much older. It's not a bad quote or anything. It's just said we're like Vikings here, or is like something about Vikings, and then Ash says, yeah, the Vikings usually live in Minnesota, talking about the Vikings pro whatever is it, football team or whatever, the football team or something.
That's funny.
I'm not a football person, or I'm not going to pretend to know what any of that is, but I was like, it's talking about the Minnesota Vikings is what it is. And I was like, I didn't understand that as a child. I was like, Vikings don't live in Minnesota. You're dumb. I was always judging that. I was like, Vikings lived a long time ago. Duh.
Man.
Yeah. I don't know what that was, but I'm pretty sure it's a football team. I don't know. Somebody let me know. Email me at Spotto Gaming what it is. I'll Google it later, probably. Probably not. I'll forget. But no, that just stuck out with me. I was like, they're talking about some kind of sports team or whatever, and I learned that later on in life, but I did not know what they were talking about. That just stuck out to me. That, and then the freaking I remember how sad I was, especially in theaters, whenever freaking Ash turns to stone and Pikachu's like, and all the Pokemon are crying over his corpse.
Oh yeah. His stony
Spoilers if
corpse.
you haven't seen it. Sorry. Ash totally dies there. The rest of it is him in the afterlife. That's why he never ages.
Yeah.
Because he literally died. Mewtwo killed him. But yeah.
Poor stony little Ash corpse.
Is there a part of the movie that sticks out to you like that?
Honestly, that part really stuck out to me. I'm trying to remember something else from it. It's honestly been a long time since I have seen it, but I remember watching it a whole lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Even if it's not a part, it's just a memory you associate it with, like sitting down there with the popcorn, like you said, and turning it back on and again. That's the whole purpose of it. We're not really reviewing the movies.
well, I didn't have Pokemon games at that time, so
Oh, no, nor did I.
I didn't, I didn't have access to those quite yet. But I did have a Pokédex, and when I saw Pokemon on there, I tried to look it up.
Yeah.
You know,
Mind
because,
you,
like,
I wanted that Pokemon game. I wanted red, blue, and yellow, and all that stuff.
it hadn't really even occurred to me yet, honestly, because at that time,
It
Game
did.
Boys, for me, my mom just played Tetris on her Game Boy, and like I had one, and I also had Tetris, and that was kind
All
of
my
what I used it
friends.
for.
All my friends had Pokemon, at least one of them. And then when Gold, Silver, and Crystal finally came out, my cousin got Gold, and I was so mad. I was like, I want a Pokemon game, and you got a Pokemon game before me. And then they opened up this like rental shop, or it was a movie gallery and then a game gallery or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Next to each other, and they had Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, like for sale. They were like $20 or $15 each or something like that.
nice.
Because I remember Pokemon Ruby was my first Pokemon game on the Game Boy SP, and
That
I
was
remember
mine as well.
that was I loved it. Mudkip was my first Pokemon that I ever chose because that was cool.
No way.
Yeah,
For real?
Mudkip
That was mine
yeah.
too.
Whoa,
It
Ruby was
my-
our first game, and Mudkip was our first Pokemon. That's crazy, dude. We have a
Yeah,
lot in common. It's a little weird.
It was, and then I had Mudkip. I did 2 playthroughs in Mudkip, and then like my final one that I did was a Blaziken.
Yeah.
I really liked that one, but yeah, that's hilarious.
I was gonna say though, as soon as I got Ruby, they had Red, Blue, and Yellow on sale, so I bought all 3 of them there at that place.
Nice.
And it was actually kind of wild. Played through those, had a good time. Obviously, Yellow was my favorite of the 3 because you got all 3 starters. It did give them to you.
Nice.
As well, it was a good time. And then yeah, I would just play through, and I was always jealous of my friends that had it. That's why I watched the movies over and over and over again. I used to collect the cards and pretend that was the game because I didn't actually have the games before. I was like, oh look, I have my own Pokemon. I'm taking them with me.
Yeah, I didn't learn about Pokemon games until a little bit later, and like when I had found out about it, it wasn't too much later, mind you. Obviously, I got the Game Boy like SP, like, you know, the fold one. I
Yeah.
remember like waking up and like I had my money next to my bed because I knew Mom was gonna take me the next day to go get that. You know,
That's awesome.
that was pretty great. Yeah, it brings up
Yeah.
memories for sure.
It does. But yeah, we could talk about that forever. So,
Yeah, we could.
let's move on to our next one. I grew up watching Star Wars original trilogy, and then when they came out, the prequel trilogy. You know,
Yeah.
it confused me as much as it did everyone else. The 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, and 3, obviously. But my dad actually, I think I've mentioned this before. My dad had me wait a little bit between watching each movie so I could really think about it, maybe watch it again and try to understand it a little bit more, you know?
I see.
Because he was like, I had to wait, you have to wait. And then we, went to go see the prequels in the theaters, obviously. And then when Revenge
Yeah.
of the Sith came out, I remembered that was like the most hype thing for me. Like Revenge of the Sith is very high up on my favorites list because of like seeing it live, in theaters and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I know the prequels, like a lot of people say they have their problems and stuff, but I actually really enjoyed them because I grew up on them,
Yeah.
So,
Um,
and
I was just gonna say I remember that day that the Revenge of the Sith came out because it was a field day and at my
oh my
elementary
god,
school.
field day! I love field day.
My mom actually was very involved with the school.
Yeah,
She herself was a teacher at the school I went to before that, and she was very involved with parent teacher organization stuff, and like she also subbed a lot. but she was out there doing face painting and like painting and stuff, and like she had a few other of the other teachers doing like paintings, and people were either doing Jedi or Sith on their arm. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
awesome. That's
So
so
like
cool.
like one person, like it was like they would get it painted or whatever, and then some people, if they were lucky enough to get to the right person at the right time, they would try to do the Darth Maul face. But like
That's
that kind of
cool.
stopped fast, because like everyone, and they couldn't just have that. It was kind of a mistake on some people's part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember going to see it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
That's cool. I love how you're talking about a memory associated with it too. That's so cool.
Oh,
Like
great.
Star Wars was I was like the only person in school really that cared about Star Wars.
Really?
Growing up, yeah. Like nobody really knew what it was or cared because I don't think their parents showed it to them. I think I had maybe one or two friends that would actively talk about Star Wars with me. I mean, after Revenge of the Sith came out, obviously people were talking and stuff like that. Attack of the Clones and stuff. But it kind of died down. It never. It's not what it is right now. There's not consumable Star Wars media everywhere you go.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars, the original Clone Wars cartoon, the 2D one, that
Yeah.
had just started coming out, and I remember watching that on TV and stuff like that. And I was like the only person who ever did. No, everyone else turned the channel. And then when
gotcha.
the actual Clone Wars came out, like the one that we associate with now, I watched that thing all the way through. And
I
I'm
see.
really excited for in a little bit less than a month, we're getting the 7th season of Clone Wars on Disney Plus. Not a sponsor, please sponsor me. But no, I'm really excited. I mean, this is just basically people say nostalgia pandering, but did you know, Tyler, that they have this new season of Clone Wars is going to take place during Revenge of the Sith?
I was actually reading that the other day, and I got a little giddy.
I'm so excited about it, dude. I'm so excited. Like there are lines in the trailer that are directly from the movie, and then you see Padme is has a little bit of a prego belly, so
Yeah.
that's definitely during Revenge of the Sith because he finds out during Revenge of the Sith.
It's
So
gonna look good too, because like this is
it
like
is. Oh my god.
especially like this is like the penultimate of all of the like CGI that I guess I don't know, they've been culminating for a little bit
Yep.
now with Clone Wars and like all of the Star Wars stuff, and it's just gonna be cream of
gonna
the
be
crop,
awesome.
top notch. Be
We're gonna
great.
do a whole thing just on season 7 of Clone Wars. Don't you even fret.
Ooh, yeah.
But also another thing in the trailer, it showed the Purge of Mandalore. So we might get a cameo of Baby Yoda or the Mandalorian as a young kid.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'd be so
I
psyched.
mean it's Dave Filoni. He's working on it, so
So psyched.
so it's gonna be good. But we could talk about that forever. We need to move on.
Yeah.
I know this is something that you adore. This is something that I loved watching. Like I remember fond memories of watching these movies / TV show with my dad. Star Trek,
Yes.
most notably
indeed.
The Next Generation. I grew up on The Next Gen. Like I didn't watch the Kirk original Star Trek stuff until after I watched Next Gen.
Oh man.
And we grew up going camping and stuff. We would take like Star Trek First Contact. We'd do all sorts of things. We'd take the box set of the seasons with us, and we'd watch them in the camper with the freezing cold AC, and we'd all bundle up because like Dad kept that thing down at like 50 degrees in the camper. And so he said it's not our power bill. He likes it cold, so he did. He turned it all the way down. We'd bundle up and we'd watch it. I'd have usually a cup of hot cocoa, even though it was the middle of summer.
Yeah. That's
It
funny.
was a good time. It was a real good time. I remember sitting in my recliner in our RV because there was a recliner in there, and I claimed it for myself. And I remember they had this. It was big at the time. It was like a 35-inch TV or whatever in there, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is a huge TV."
Nice.
Especially for a camper. And we would put on Star Trek First Contact, and we'd watch that thing. Man, fond memories. Eating popcorn, and we used to do popcorn and dill pickles. That's what we used to do.
Man.
Yeah, you get
That's
the
funny.
buttery, savory, and then you get that crunch from the pickles and stuff.
I actually have never had that, but I am not gonna
It's
knock
really
it 'cause
good.
it sounds fantastic.
It's really good. The little baby kosher dills and a thing of
Oh
popcorn. Ooh,
yeah, that would be
ooh.
amazing.
Oh,
Oh wow.
my mouth
Okay.
is watering right now.
What are you doing to me over here?
I'm giving you ideas.
I'm hungry.
Ideas.
So
Me for the dark side.
I definitely love Star Trek.
Yeah, you do.
Golly. I just I can't remember honestly which of the movies that my grandfather would put on. I have not seen all of them. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
That
I don't think I've seen them all either.
I know I've seen all of Star Trek Next Generation and Voyager and Deep Space Nine, but I am
Yeah.
saving, and it's kind of blasphemous. I'm saving the final, not final, but the first series for like a rainy day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it's not very long, honestly, but
No,
like,
it isn't. Not comparatively.
and I just would like to go back and do that and then watch the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
And
just
the cool thing is that the movies for the original tie into the story,
yeah,
which is cool.
it's really interesting all that works. I tried to look it up one day how like all the storyline, like the timeline. And I was like, okay, this is pretty long, but I think I can figure it out.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
But it's
Yeah.
funny.
But yeah, we should probably move on from there. We got a lot to cover. Moving on to TV shows, Tyler. There's a couple here. We're not going to talk about too much of it because we probably just repeat ourselves. But we want to make sure that people know a little bit about what went on in our heads. Pokemon, the series, the original anime. I remember I watched that thing straight through, all the way through, the original one, all the way through. I remember that one scene particularly sticks out in my mind. I got mad, and there was no really, the internet was kind of young at that age or whatever, when I had seen it all the way through, and I was just really confused when that scene where Gary had 10 badges, and I'm like, but there are only 8 in the games. I've just played through the games. There are only 8. How does he have 10? And like, I didn't know that they were foreshadowing another region,
That's pretty neat.
So I thought that was kind of cool, that scene, that kind of scene where he's like bragging to Ash, you have 8 badges? Well, I have 10. And I'm like, well, shut up, Gary. You look stupid. You're ugly.
Oh man.
But that kind of stuck out with me. Do you have any fond memories of Pokemons?
Yeah, I didn't actually start watching the series. So I watched the movie like we talked about, but like I didn't start watching the series until I got the games. So like
Yeah.
I was playing along and watching the TV show like when I was playing like Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
And then later Emerald, but like I would always play the game while I was watching that. And then
I would too. That or watching a movie.
one of my good friends growing up, Coda, he lived right down the street, and we'd always play together, and we'd always play Pokemon together. Man.
There's something about playing Pokemon with friends with the old link cable or the adapter that came with Fire Red Leaf Green that was like wireless.
Exactly. Man, we would get so mad though. Like, but we'd always like forgive each other. Obviously, we didn't like hate each other or anything. It was just like we'd get so mad and heated, and it would just be like his grandmother would come in there and yell at us and be like, "Stop that!" Like, all right, that's
Absolutely.
enough. That's enough of the games for today. And we're like, no, we'll stop. We'll be quiet.
We're sorry.
I mean, it wasn't like anything. It was just like we would get so heated and loud,
Yeah.
And
I
we'd be like,
remember. I
y'all
remember
need to
the
calm
same
down.
Yeah, I remember whenever I didn't need the worm light anymore, when the SP had the light built into it. We used
Yeah.
to stay up at night, my cousins and I, and we would use the wireless adapters because on the way camping once, we were
On that
camping in
Vance? Yeah.
yeah. The SP. We both we both bought Fire Red and Leaf Green. I bought Fire Red, my cousin bought Leaf Green, and we both had adapters. And we were going on the way to North Carolina, I want to say, for camping. Because we would, and we would just play that all the way up there. And then at night, we would play. And dude, I kid you not, I beat Fire Red in 2 days. I had I remember I had a level 89 Machamp by the end of that trip. Because that's all I did. Like, I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about anything in the camping. We literally played
89
Pokemon all day.
Ooh, boy. That's when those Pokemon they start to get real power, like sometimes OP back in those games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone got mad because I had a freaking Machamp that knew superpower or whatever. Destroyed everything.
Jeez. That's hilarious.
I would always get mad though. But that was a good time.
Yeah.
I would always get mad whenever they'd have a ghost type or something like that. I couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
But there weren't too many ghost types in that game, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, good memories and stuff like that.
For sure.
Next up on the list, I know this is one that we both enjoyed. Codename Kids Next Door.
Yes, indeed.
Boom doo doo doo. Whoop whoop.
Man, that was a great show. The
It
2x4
really
technology, or
Oh my god.
or what?
2x4 technology.
Oh
I love
my
it.
God.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
It was either 2x4
I
or
loved it.
4x4. You know what I mean? And
Pretty sure it was
4x4 might have been
2x4.
like the second generation or something later on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
pretty sure it was
something weird.
2x4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had
my
such...
favorite.
Oh, so cool. So cool.
My favorite episode. My favorite episode was technically a movie. It was their special with Number Zero.
Oh, boys, Dad.
But you remember that?
Yeah, for sure.
A long time ago. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! And they had the decommissioning device was just a plunger sucking your face. I was like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
Jeez. That would make me want to forget, to...
PTSD. That's what it is. That's how they really make you forget. It's not sucking it out of you. It's PTSD, and you're suppressing all the memory. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool TV show and stuff like that. I associated that with like, well, in like third or
literally
fourth grade
be-
or whatever.
I was going to say, it would literally be post-traumatic decommissioning disorder.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
I do know what you mean. I mean, that's terrifying. Getting a plunger on your face, somebody sucking all the crap out of you. But no, I remember going on the playground, third or fourth grade, pretending we got in so much trouble because that episode of the remember where they had the boys next door and the girls next door? They split them up or whatever. It's in the future, and like number 4 has like this girlified hand or whatever. And like. And then there was a time where it was a time where boys and girls used to fight together, fight adult tyranny together, and we took it to our own mate, and like the boys were on the jungle gym or whatever, and we would not let any girls on. We're like, this belongs to the boys next door. We got in so much trouble.
Oh man,
I remember that. Oh my god, we got in so much trouble for that because we would not let a single girl on that thing.
that is funny.
So funny. Like it's just a team of like 20 guys, and we were like blocking all entrances to the jungle gym.
Jeez,
it was so funny. Like looking back on it, but like we got in so much trouble. I remember we had to sit down. Like we had to sit down in our spots in PE and let the girls play on the jungle gym. We got in so much trouble for that.
That's funny.
What a good time.
Yeah, man. So
What you got, Tyler?
I was gonna say this next one, man,
Oh.
haunts my dreams to this day, but I love it.
To this day,
so
I'm a
much.
little afraid of it.
Yeah, no,
You already know what it is. You already know. Like you don't even have to say the name of the show. Here, I'll say one line. I'm gonna see if you can guess it. Return the slot. What's your offer?
What's your offer?
Courage the Cowardly Dog was the shit of my nightmares.
Jeez. No, I tried to go back and watch it, and like, I couldn't. I don't know. It was pretty uncomfortable.
So weird.
Like,
It makes
but
me uncomfortable thinking about it.
It's pretty funny though. Like it's if you like kind of dark comedies, sort of like it, you might like it honestly if you take it for what it is. Because I
I mean, if
mean,
I had watched it as an adult, I would have loved it. But like I remember how scared I was just to go outside because of King Ramsay.
yeah, dude. Oh my gosh.
Or that episode where Courage is trying to be perfect and he like makes that teacher appear or whatever, and he falls asleep and that CGI fetus says, "You're not perfect." And then Courage like wakes up screaming. I'm like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
Do you remember the computer? You know?
Oh, doom 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 doom.
Oh man.
that when he was typing on the computer.
Oh man, yeah.
Or the Ghost Riders of the Windmill. You remember that?
Oh goodness gracious.
Jesus, we could talk about this in its own podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh my. Just gives me creeps. I just remember being scared. That's all I remember. It's not all happiness here on Spotocast.
But it was just like, you know, some episodes didn't end well for like anybody, you know.
No,
like,
no.
Like, and it was just like, oh man.
Can we just talk about for a second the end of the first season?
Yeah.
Was the marionette. Remember that guy who was trying to turn Eustace, Muriel, and Courage into puppets? And this is how this could have ended, by the way, if this isn't creepy for you. Season 1 could have been it could have been canceled. At the end, they successfully get away, but Courage has to steal Muriel and Eustace's bodies because they got killed and turned into puppets. And the end of the episode is Courage playing with their puppet bodies, pretending that life is normal. And I'm like, that is just extremely messed up. I'm like, it could have ended that way. It could have ended with death. I'm like, Jesus. Obviously, you don't see this stuff as what it is. And they talked about gang violence and all that stuff in there too. Oh, God. Dude, remember the dogs and the cat episode, you know?
Oh man.
Basically gang violence. That's basically what it was. It's insane. But no, we could talk about that forever. Let's move on to something happier. This next show was something my mom hated that I watched.
She hated it too?
Yeah, my mom said, if you watch that again, I'm taking your TV out of your room.
She's like, they're so disrespectful to adults. And I was like, what adult? I mean, there's no adult.
There's no adults. It was this show. And Johnny Bravo that she hated me watching. The show that we're going to talk about is Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Yeah. Oh man.
Here's one reason why she hated me watching it, Tyler. I started selling shit at school.
Yeah, I did that too.
I was trying to get a quarter for Jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers.
My mom, I got in so much trouble. And my mom was like, you cannot keep doing this. And I'm like, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just trying to get Jawbreakers. She said, you're not watching that anymore.
Oh no.
But dude, I used to have the game on the PS2, the Misadventures.
Oh, that's funny.
I played that thing like religiously. You had to collect all the Jawbreakers. It was just so much fun. Watching the TV show. I went back. There's actually a live stream right now going on. It's like permanent 24-hour live stream on YouTube. It's every episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy over and over and over again.
Ha!
And I watched it a couple times just because it's really good.
I actually saw that the other day when I was watching another one. But
yeah. I enjoyed it though. Do you have any memories of that?
Ed, Edd n Eddy? Oh man. Yeah. There was one episode that I remember that in particular stuck out to me because it was insane. Somehow, I don't know the name of it, honestly. I could
just describe it.
Basically, they get knocked out, all three of them, like, and they have this shared dream together.
Oh, yeah.
And like they're just like acid tripping their way through this episode. Like they take off Jimmy's outline. And he melts into a puddle.
I was about to say that. Did you just take away Jimmy's outline?
Yeah. And like Double D's like writing down stuff the whole time. It's like fascinating.
Eddie's like
fascinating.
Eddie's like learning is fun.
Learning is fun.
Learning is fun. No, that was Ed doing that. Eddie was like, "Oh my god, this is interesting." The episode that sticks out to me too was remember when they built the city out of cardboard?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That was a fun episode.
They always
Um,
got up to some kind of crazy scheme.
I know. I was like, I loved how they always built like crazy stuff.
I love the like the jazz kind of stuff in the like that kind of almost well like a lot of times they'll have like a lonesome kind of like trumpet or something like playing in the background. It's almost like Miles
Yeah.
Davis esque.
It's very
like,
whimsical.
yeah, it's like wow. If you go back and listen to it, it's like okay, that's really interesting. I can see where I can get some like the jazz taste nowadays. It's like where did this even come from? But that's really cool.
And
I really love that show.
my favorite character was Plank.
Plank.
He was always up to no good.
Oh god. And they're always trying to like drip water on him, and he was like, "He'll swell up."
Swell up. Dude, I understand that though. Like, I
Rolf.
work with wood and stuff like that. Oh my god, the
And
son of a
bye.
shepherd. The son of a shepherd. Dishonor on your cow.
Jeez, all the episodes with Rolf were gold, just completely golden. He was like,
He would always call them. He's like, he says, "Son of a nutcracker, dead boy." $2 short of a fruit pie.
yeah, that one was great. Oh gosh, I was sleeping on Rolf there for a moment.
Ralph is. It's funny how they just say he's foreign. Like,
Yeah.
I never knew where he was from. I really want to know.
I don't know. It's probably best that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of
That's
like
funny.
we'll never find out what Yoda's species probably is.
Yeah.
George Lucas don't want it.
Oh man, we should start a petition to.
Start a petition. Hey, sign this petition at Spotto Gaming.
Oh god. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no. Moving on from there, we could talk about Ed and Eddie and its own thing too.
Yeah, for sure.
We mentioned already Star Trek Next Generation. We both grew up watching it, so we just wanted to mention it again. It was very important to our childhood and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
just have fond memories of it. But since we've already talked about it, we're not going to spend too much time on it. Is there anything else you thought of for Star Trek that you wanted to say real quick?
No. I really enjoyed just the whole universe and like the whole series in general. Like it really created something that was, I don't know, honestly, like what Gene Roddenberry was like his vision for the future. And like,
Yeah.
I just, honestly, if
was
there was a
unique.
Starfleet out there, like I would sign me up. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, hey, it's coming with the United
Well,
States Space Force.
I don't know if that's quite the same like vibe.
That's
But,
instead of exploration, it's militaristic. Hey, they got similar logos.
Travel to new places, meet new species, and then kill them.
So boldly go and make America great again.
Oh God, no.
All right, let's move on to games from our childhood. We got a couple things we want to talk about real briefly. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but something that I grew up playing a lot of, Thrillville. Roller Coaster Tycoon was always a real fun game in my childhood. But when Thrillville came out and it was actually like an RPG and you could like, actually wander the parks that you made and, make friends and stuff like that and build it. And it's almost like Disney World, like you're your own Disney World employee or whatever. It's super
Yeah.
fun. I enjoyed it. Like I spent hours, countless hours.
I could see that being a lot of fun. I really could.
It was. I still have the Wii game off the rails on my shelf.
That's what I was thinking it was on. I was just thinking,
It was on PS2 originally and stuff, Xbox 360 originally.
Yeah, I just remember seeing like off the rails, like on the cup, somewhere in the
Yeah.
store somewhere, and it having Wii on there. That's what I had in my mind.
I bought it for the Wii. I couldn't play it after my PS2 died. Fun fact, everyone, I actually killed my PS2 playing this game. I played it so much that my PlayStation just stopped working.
Man,
So
was it one of the Slims or like one of the Bricky
yeah, it was
Boys?
a slim. It was a slim. I never had a Bricky Boy. My cousin did.
I had a couple Bricky Boys. One survived. Like my second one and final one, it fell down the stairs.
Ooh.
I was carrying like a bunch of stuff up my stairs and it fell apart and it still worked. Like it still worked until I got an Xbox 360. And
You
then,
drop a slim and it'd explode.
No, yeah. Actually, my neighbor down the street had one of those, and like he had couple problems with them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun fact actually. January last year was was when I bought the PS4, and that's how Tyler and I met each other. The PS4 was the first PlayStation product I bought since my PlayStation 2 died way long time ago.
Yeah, PSP.
I didn't buy a PSP. I went to I played all Nintendo stuff, and then I bought an Xbox 360 going to college.
I see.
So I didn't play that Xbox 360 really. I did. I played it for Skyrim. That was basically why I bought it. It was only like $100 or something like that.
Respectable.
Skyrim and all these other games. And then I used it for a DVD player, obviously.
Yeah, that's very essential.
I didn't want to buy a DVD player and bring it with me.
Nah.
But next up on the list, Tyler and I both have played this. Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Yes, indeed. Oh, man.
So,
what were some of your favorite characters on there?
Dude, I remember grinding forever just to get Mewtwo to appear.
No,
Like,
man.
Mewtwo was my favorite just because of the Pokemon movie growing up, but I know now Mewtwo's garbage. So, I mean, I'm obviously a Link main in Melee, but in Smash Brothers Ultimate, I'm a K. Rool main. Face me 1v1 K. Rool, I'll destroy anyone. But no, Link was obviously the better individual and stuff like that, but Mewtwo was my favorite because of the movie.
Yeah.
That's basically why. I remember I left my GameCube on overnight in a single match, and it was just two controllers hooked up. And then when I got home from school or when I woke up in the morning or whatever, I would end the match and everything just to try to get the 999 hours you needed to get Mewtwo. Or was it 999 hours? I'm pretty sure it was 99.
I never unlocked him.
Yeah. It takes a lot. You have to play either like 100 something matches, or you have to like play for a bunch of hours or something.
Yeah.
So I cheated.
That's funny.
Yeah, continue. What was your favorite?
My favorite, I really love Star Fox. And
do a barrel roll.
Man, I like Star Fox a lot, and I also like Kirby a lot.
Yeah, Kirby's
just because you could, copy all the stuff from all the other ones. I never use Kirby to his full, potential.
I used to do cheap shots where I would swallow my opponent and jump off stage, and if I had one extra stock than them.
Oh man, that's cheap.
I know. That's I used to do that to my sister a lot. My sister probably has PTSD from that.
Oh man.
But yeah, moving on from there, we have two of Tyler's favorites.
Oh boy. I was actually just playing this game the other day, Jedi Knight Academy.
True.
This game was one of the games where it was a kind of a longer line in a series of games, but it started out with Jedi Knight Outcast, which I played a lot, just played the ever-loving piss out of that game. I loved it.
You played the bejesus out of it.
And then the Jedi Knight Academy came out with the same characters, but the main character from the last one was a teacher at Luke's facility on Yavin. And
cool.
You actually work alongside Luke, and your teacher is Master Calcatarn. I don't think he's canon anymore. I don't think he is at all.
No, he's not.
But you have a friend that you go there with, Rosh Penn, I think. I can't remember his name. He's kind of the one's he's holding me back. Can't you feel it? And he ends up turning the dark side. Spoilers. The game's a lot of fun. You get to visit one of Vader's castles in the game. You go to Dagobah.
Nice.
I mean, not Dagobah. I always think when he says go to Dagobah, he goes Hoth.
Hoth. Oh
yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot of fun stuff in that game, and I guarantee you, if you look up Star Wars Jedi Knight Academy, there are new mods coming out for it, to this day.
Yeah. Probably.
Very fun.
It's a beloved game, just like Knights of the Old Republic is.
Exactly. And then
even though it's not canon, people still enjoy it.
Exactly. The next one I would say would be Ratchet and Clank.
Nice. Never played them, but I heard good things about them.
They were fantastic games. I started with Up Your Arsenal, and then, goodness gracious, what was that one? I started with two, I think, because I think my grandfather had gotten me this game, and it was like, oh, cool, like it's a game he'll like. Let me find this real quick. It is Going Commando. I started with Going Commando, and then I got Up Your Arsenal. Going Commando was 2003, and Up Your Arsenal was 2004. This game, basically, you were the same. I guess everyone knows what Ratchet and Clank is nowadays. Most people, they have like the movie that had come out. But you were this kind of furry critter with a robot on your back, and you would upgrade your robot to be able to fly different places, unlock different challenges, different parts of the map, and guns. They were there's so many different ways to upgrade your guns, and like it was so much fun. They had challenge modes. You can just literally play it over and over and over and over again, and get more and more bolts, which was the currency each time, which was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's cool. So we talked about a lot of really cool nostalgic things. We have a question for you guys who are listening. Is there something that from your childhood that brings so much good memories back to you, or does it trigger you like Courage the Cowardly Dog, or do you just remember something? If so, let us know. You can email us at spotogaming@gmail.com. Or you can leave a comment on any of our posts on Facebook or Instagram. And that can be found at spotogaming, SPOTOGAMING. Also, while we're at it, don't forget to subscribe to both Tyler and I's YouTube channel. We both have one. Tyler's is Tyler the Gray, all one word. If you search Mission Minecraft along with his name, you're probably going to find him. He is posting some ESO. It's really cool. We're having a good time doing some streams. You can find me at Fusrodab, FUSRODAB. You can search Mission Minecraft along with my name as well for the best results. I'm doing Star Wars Jedi, not Jedi Knight Academy. I would love to. I'm doing Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. On Grandmaster mode, I'm doing Skyrim. We're both doing Minecraft, like I said. We do all sorts of really cool things. You can check out us there and share those videos, like that stuff, and subscribe, smash that notification bell, because your support is greatly appreciated.
Yes, indeed.
And then moving on to our last little bit of stuff, we have the Patreon and tip jar details. Patreon and tip jar both, obviously the proceeds go back to you guys. We're going to be funding capture cards, funding new games to play, equipment upgrades, you name it. That's what we're trying to do. So if that is your fancy, feel free to head over to Patreon or to our tip jar. Both can be found in the description. Tip jar has some rewards in it, but it's kind of smaller stuff because it's a one-time thing. Patreon has bigger rewards, and we're going to be adding more stuff here shortly. Some of the rewards that I think are really cool is personalized wallpapers. Depending on the tier, you can join our Discord server, and then there is option for subscriber included streams and stuff like that. So some of our patrons at the top tier and stuff like that, top couple tiers, can join in on our Discord chat and be part of our live stream like once a month or something like that. So it's gonna be really cool. And if that suits your fancy, please head over there, check out what we have to offer. It's all pretty affordable. And obviously, if that's not a monthly thing is not your cup of tea, you can leave some spare change in our tip jar, because anything and everything goes a long way. Or if you don't want to help us monetarily, you can just share everything. You can check out Spotocast, where our podcasts are found, and like it and download it, whatever you want to do. You can find our YouTube channels and share it with a friend. That helps us a long way. Isn't that true, Tyler? Did I miss anything?
I don't think you did.
Cool. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys. Tyler, you get the honors.
Well, people, stay excellent to each other.
Indeed. We'll see you guys on the next podcast.